Alright guys, today we're going to talk about dividing by imaginary numbers. There is a difference between dividing by imaginary numbers and complex numbers, which that'll be on the next video lecture. So let's get down to the nitty gritty here. It's not terribly difficult. One thing you want to realize and be cognitive of is to get rid of the I underneath in a denominator. Okay, kind of like you're not allowed having square roots on the bottom, stuff like that. So try to make this short and sweet. I got 3 examples, by the way. They won't take very long. First thing I'm going to do is, if there's not one there, put one there. Alright? Not one there, put one there. Now, I'm not worried about the number in front of I. Okay? I'm just going to simply times the top and the bottom by I, just like that. Okay? Now, like multiplying fractions, you just kind of multiply straight across. So I got negative 3 times I, which is negative 3I. Okay, over, I'm just going to bring the 1 over. I times I is I squared. Now what do we know? I squared equals negative 1. So I'm going to write negative 3I on top over 1 times negative 1. Okay, let's carry this down and keep it going. So we have negative 3I over 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. And guys, what's the last thing we got to worry about? Negative 3 divided by negative 1, that is positive 3I. Okay? Alrighty. I mean, that's pretty much it. So let's go on to the next one and see what we're dealing with. Okay? Right here we have 6 over negative 6I. Well, I already have a number in front of I, so I'm not going to really, lose sleep over this one. I just want to get rid of I. So I'm going to times the top and the bottom by I. Okay? This here is going to be an I. Maybe. Okay, right there. There we go. Alright, so same thing, guys. I mean, 6 times I is 6I. Over, bring your negative 6 over. I times I is I squared. Well, what do we know about I squared? Equals negative 1. So I'm going to plug in negative 1 in for I squared. Alright, let's carry this over. So we got 6I on top over, well, negative 6 times negative 1 is positive 6. Okay? And, well, what's 6 divided by 6? 1I. Pretty simple, right? Well, let's look at the last one here. Not terribly difficult, but not terribly simple either. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, not one there, put one there. And since I'm dividing by an imaginary number, okay, well, let's just multiply the top and the bottom by an imaginary number. Alright, so let's multiply the bottom out, because that's going to be simple. 1I times I is 1I squared. Now let's distribute this. 2 times I is 2I. And then positive 2I times I is positive 2I squared. Alright, now we got a few things to fix. Alright. Got a couple I squares I can plug in -1 in for. So 2I plus 2 times -1, alright, over 1 times -1 on the bottom. Now, guys, this is one of those things I want you to be cognitive of. This 2 plus 2i, or 2i plus 2 times -1 right here that I'm working on right now, that is going to be a complex number. So I don't care that you write it like this. Okay, 1 divided by -1. Okay, we got -1 here on the bottom. Alright, this is not simplified enough for me. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rearrange it. I want to put it in complex form if it's a complex number. Okay, that means, just as a side note here, we want it in the form A plus B I. Okay, that's a complex number. I know I'm going to have a complex number. You'll see what I mean when I work this. Keep simplifying this out. But we want the number, the real number part first, and this is the imaginary part. Okay, right here is the imaginary part of my answer. Okay, there's no other like terms that go with it, so that's how I know it's complex. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rearrange it. I have -2, looking right here, and I'm going to divide it by -1. And then I have a positive 2i divided by, once again, -1. So it's going to simplify even more. I got -2 divided by -1. I'm going to write in a different color. This is going to be positive 2. And then positive 2i divided by -1. Positive 2 divided by -1 is -2i. Now, that's a complex number. It's in the form A, the real part of the complex number, plus BI, the imaginary. That's why it's complex, because half of it's real, half of it's imaginary. Alright? Alright, gang, I'll see you later.